Scoot over. Scoot over.
Bring it in.
Are you in there? Are you comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and happy Sunday. Another beautiful day in the neighborhood. I'm C.
And I'm T.
And we are CNT TV. So we have a full docket today. We normally do our mental health check-ins, but June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, but we're going to speak to our brothers and we're going to honor our Black men for Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And June is also Father's Day month and my birthday month. Yeah. So we're just going to jump straight into our docket for today. And T, will you tell us what topic number 1 is?
So topic number 1 on the docket today is dating and relationships. So do gender roles still matter in 2024? Like 50-50, does it work? Does it not? When everything is split. So what do you think?
Okay, personally, I think people should do whatever works for their relationships. Right. But with our topic specifically, since we're talking about 50-50, I think a lot of times when men, and guys, I'm speaking to the men, if we are wrong, you can drop it down in the comments and let us know. If I'm wrong, drop it down in the comments, let me know. But I think a lot of men feel like 50-50, y'all look at it from just the financial aspect.
Right.
And say, oh, it costs $3,000 for us to be able to stay in this house, have groceries, internet, whatever. Cool, my wife's going to do $1,500. I'm going to do $1,500 and then we're done.
Right.
But that's not it. Because for a woman, the 50-50 does not stop there, especially if children are involved. I know a lot of men tend to feel like if you are a woman, you should be naturally soft. You should naturally be nurturing, that, I get to cook, like, as a man, I'm going to get off work and I'm going to come home and I'm going to chill and my girl is going to pour into me and she's going to, make sure my food is ready and she's going to make sure this house is clean. And if we have animals, if we have children, she's going to make sure all of that is taken care of so I can just come home and relax.
Right.
But what is being done for her?
Exactly.
Because if we're 50, if we're going halfway, if we're meeting halfway, we need to meet halfway on everything. 50-50 does not just stop at the financial component. And I think a lot of men look at it that way and feel like, oh, we just go split the bills and that's cool. If that works for y'all, that's cool. But we need to split everything down the middle. How do you feel?
I definitely agree. Being that I was in a marriage just like that where bills were not split 50-50 at all, and the housework was never split, the children were never split, nothing was split in the household. So I know what it's like to have to overcompensate for the lack thereof of the other person in the relationship. So I don't really think that 50-50 is really a thing necessarily. I know that a lot of men nowadays that I know would prefer their woman don't pay any bills. Like, and to them, they're like, if I pay all of the bills, I take care of everything financial, then she can take care of the house. I feel like that's a good compromise. Even now, not saying that he doesn't have to help with the children at all, but as far as like, the cleaning of the house and the laundry, things like that, like if you don't have to work and you're at home all day, the time is allotted to you. Like you have time, and you also have time to just focus on yourself. You have that time to have that, that freedom to know that you don't have to go and work and punch a clock to make sure the bills get paid because your husband's taking care of that. So I think in that aspect, I'm okay with 50-50. I still think it's still gonna be a tug of war with that with some people. They're just like, well, it's still not the same to some people. Like, some people be like, well, I have to manage the house and I have to cut the grass. Yes, you do, but you're not cutting the grass every day.
No.
Let's be clear. The woman has to cook food every day.
Every day.
Clean the house every day. Manage the kids every day. So that's around the clock thing. So it's not I can punch in, punch out, do it sometimes, don't do it sometimes. If the house is not clean, it's going to be looked at as she's doing bad. Like she's not doing her job. You're going to expect those hot meals, and you're going to expect a clean house. You're going to expect these things. So and again, it's always individualized. It's whatever you and your spouse, what works for y'all, what balance works for y'all. If y'all are going to split everything down, if you get $300 light bill and he said, hey, I need $150 on that. Hey, if that's what works for y'all, and see, that's what works for y'all.
I think in the examples you just used as the full-time housewife and mother, I think sometimes in these scenarios, people still expect they want the full-time wife and mother, but also want help contributing to household.
Right.
And I'm seeing that so much on social media. I really hate it. I really hate when I see that, and I hate when people pretend that they don't understand, or if they, oh, well, my mama did it, and my mama
I'm not your mama.
This and this,
I'm not your mother.
And it's like, okay, and your mom was tired.
and exhausted.
And I hate when people be like, I never saw my mom break down, because she didn't want to break down.
She
She was
cried behind the
protecting
doors.
you.
She
So
cried
that's why you never saw
in the
it.
shower.
She was crying in the shower for sure.
Cried
She was crying in the bathroom for sure. She waited until y'all went to bed, and she was crying herself to sleep. Women are not emotionally stagnant, guys. We have to stop thinking, and we have to stop comparing, for our men who have not moved beyond the traumas from their mothers.
Right.
We have to stop comparing every woman that you meet
to your mom, because she's not your mom.
She's not your mom. She didn't hurt. If your mama hurt you, she didn't hurt you.
Mm-mm.
If your mom was overbearing, she's not overbearing.
Don't put that
if your mom was super like, oh, you my son, no other woman is ever gonna love you as much as I can.
That's weird.
I love how we
your mom was asleep with you, sir. That's some.
Oh, I'm not chanting.
That's some ancestral.
That's called emotional incest.
That's not normal.
It's not.
I love my son, but
no.
As soon as he gets of age, take him, girl.
Yes.
Just do right by him. Don't hit on him.
Very weird.
Don't try to hurt him and things like that. Take him, girl. Take him. Please.
It's very, very weird. And I think just as a culture, especially since I see most of these conversations in Black circles, I think as a culture, we need to start talking a little bit more about why we feel like as women we have to do XYZ with the gender roles and with the gender stipulations, as opposed to just saying this might work for my household. Maybe let me get out of what was occurring in the 1950s. Guys, y'all know how long the 1950s was? That was 70 years ago.
74 years ago.
That was so long ago. So we have to move beyond that. We are beyond that, and so many things have changed since then. Civil rights, voting rights, women being counted as actual people, Black people being counted, Black men being counted as an actual human, and not 3/5 of a person.
Crazy.
So, so many things.
That was a thing. It's crazy.
That was such a thing. So many of that has changed. So we need to stop that, guys, and it's time to evolve and move forward.
Grow up a little bit.
Yes.
Please.
And what's our next one?
Next on the docket, guys, because we're gonna keep it rolling.
We are.
Keep it rolling today. The oldest sibling or the sibling who has to take care of the family. Why are they expected to do it? And who will if they don't? Oh, okay. So this topic came up because one of my best friends in Houston, his mother is disabled now. She became disabled a few years ago. And him and his sister used to take care of her together, split the responsibility, take her to doctors, things of that nature. And then his sister, got married, had a baby, fell down on him. So he's been doing it pretty much by himself for the last year and a half, 2 years, with no help from any other relatives. Like, he has literally put his life on hold to be his mother's full-time caretaker. And he is her oldest child. It's just him and his little sister, and they have about I say roughly about a 10-year age gap. Oh, and so the expectation, she's I want to say 26 now, 25, 26, and he's 36. Okay. So I think that the expectation, because he's the oldest, he doesn't have children, he's not married, that it's like, oh well, you don't have anything going on in your life, so you have nothing but time to take care of me. That's how I'm processing it, and I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong, because I talk to him about this quite often. And I always, try to remind him that I understand that your mother, I'm not telling you to take care of your mother. He takes care of her because he doesn't want her to go into a nursing home where she could be mistreated. Understand that. But like I told him, you only get one life, and do not let your life pass you by taking care of someone else around the clock full time. Like, he works fully remote. Like, he had to get another job in another position to work fully remote so he could be at home with his mother 24/7 around the clock. Which, in that I praise him for that, because a lot of people would not do that.
I would not.
I know a lot of people would not do that. If it was me, and she was on my foot, and it was my mother's well-being, would I? Yes. Would I have to find a balance? Yes. Would I probably hire a nurse to help me, or somebody come and take the pressure off of me sometimes, just because I do have children, and you as an individual still matter. Yes. And so he's literally put his whole life, not some part of his life, whole life on the back burner, and his mother is his priority. And I love that he did do that. That's very admirable. But I tell him all the time, don't forget that you are still your own individual person. You still have your own individual life, and everybody's day is a number. Absolutely. And you do not want that to be the end all be all for your life. All you have to show is that you carry your mother. So that's my take on it. But yeah, I don't think it's fair. And
I don't think it's fair, and that would not be me. I've talked to my parents about it. First of all, in the United States, we do have this thing called Medicaid. If you are 100% disabled, you qualify for Medicaid. You are it's called It's something, guys. It's a Medicaid qualified, Medicaid qualified beneficiary, so a MQB. In the United States, if you are 100% disabled, you are qualified for that, and that includes home health care. That includes people coming to clean your home. That includes people coming to make meals for you. I feel like the problem with us is a lot of us will say, I don't want nobody else cleaning my house. I don't want nobody else cooking for me. I don't want no strangers in my house. Da, da, da. And then we expect our family members
to take
that load
That's not fair.
and be like, oh, well, you have to do it because I'm your mother and I took care of you, or I'm your father and I took care of you, so now it's your turn to take care of me. First of all, I didn't ask to be here.
Because you
hunching. Made the choice.
You was hunching and made me and gave me life.
I didn't make that choice. I didn't make that decision to be here. I didn't make that choice to bring myself to create. Like, I'm not God. I didn't say, Candace, let yourself be, and here you are. Right. That's not how it happened. No. So as a parent, because you made that decision to have me, yes, now I'm not going to put you in a home. Absolutely not. Especially if you're still in right and sound mind, baby, you're not going to no home. You can stay with me in my home. Right. I will open up my home to you. You can stay in my home. But as you are in my house, I'm going to have this nurse come in this house to take care of you because my life still matters. And people are living longer these days, especially our people. Our people are living to like 90 and 100. So you just imagine if your mom is 50 and you're 30, you might have another 40 years of taking care of your mother. So you're not going to get to live your life until you're 70. That's and then by that's not fair. You've wasted your whole life. You got more days behind you, you got in front of you. Yes, and now you've wasted your whole life being a caregiver. So I don't say that to sound disingenuous, disheartening, or anything like that. I would absolutely allow my parents to stay with me. You will not go into a home, but I'm going to hire all the necessary, not even hire, I'm going to call Medicaid and get all the necessary steps and everything else in place to make sure that you, mommy, or you, daddy, or big mama or big daddy, that y'all are taken care of, because expecting me to carry that load is unfair to me. And you know, just like I know, and they are faithful watchers, so this is no shade to y'all. I have family members that are doing the exact same thing, that are in their late 20s and early 30s and have never got to experience dating, have never got to experience having friends, have never got to experience even just going out of town on their own, because it is their sole responsibility to take care of elders. And it's unfair. And I have had conversations with them. You have been around me when I've had conversations with them. And they just feel like, well, if I don't do it, you know, the elder is going to reject the home health care and they're going to reject this. Okay, baby, let them. That's their decision. Let them reject it. When you get tired, when you start getting bed sores and everything else, and you tired of hurting, and then if you get yourself to a point to where I cannot physically do anything with you, then you're going to have to go into a home where they take care of you. So you can either do right with the nurses in our home, or you can go to the nursing home and do what they want to do. Call it heartless, call it cold, get mistreated, call it cruel, call it what you want. But my parents chose to bring me here, which means they wanted me to have a fulfilling life. They wanted me to have a life that mattered. It wouldn't be, and I don't see your parents doing that to you, and I don't see my parents doing that to me. I think they would go and put themselves somewhere and tell us to take care of ourselves and have our life before they would expect us to do that for them.
I don't believe it. I don't mind. My parents are no good enough time. I don't care what I would have to do. I would make sure that.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like they would. I feel like your parents would do that though, to make sure you were good. They would just be like, no, well, I'm gonna go over here to this assisted living and I'm gonna do da, and you and your kids have your life. I feel like your parents, and I feel like my parents would do that, but I would never push them there.
Yeah, I'm gonna force their hand.
I would not push them there. You gonna stay with me. Mama, daddy, big mama, big daddy, y'all stand with me. We gonna get this together. But you gonna let Nurse Cece come in here and take care of you. And that's gonna be it. If you don't want Nurse Cece to take care of you, okay, when I come back from this vacation, I'll make sure you're good. But I'm gonna call Medicaid so they know I'm not doing elder abuse or adult abuse, and let them know, hey, she rejecting this, this, and this, and I'm about to go out of town. So whoever the respite, because there is respite care, whoever the respite nurse is, here's the keypad to get into the house. This is how they get in. These are the hours they can come in and take care of them. They on the first floor, downstairs, second room on the left. Boom. And they just gonna be mad at me when I come back.
It is what it is.
They're just gonna be mad at me when I come back.
Take the hand that's dealt to you.
Yes, I'm not. And I really hate that for your friend. And I really do hope that he gets, you know, the strength and the courage to be like, okay, Mom, I'm gonna make sure you're good, but I gotta have my life, and here's these nurses that are coming in the house every day so they can help you.
So we had a little like 1A, 1B on this one. So it is June. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to check in with our black men. Like, how are y'all doing mentally? Like, are y'all okay? I know that it's not typical for men to be expressive of what they're going through. I know a lot of men feel like they aren't heard.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to create a safe space with the men in my life
Absolutely.
to just be a listening ear and not always open mouth.
Yeah.
And sometimes people just want to get it out their mind, off their chest, out their mouth, and then they're fine. They not even need any advice or want any feedback from you. They just want to be able to just get it off their chest so that it's not taking up so much mental capacity.
Absolutely.
And I know my brother is really good with it. I'm like, oh, what's on? What's going on, big dog? Like, I'm gonna just ask him what's going on, and I will ask him, do you want me to give you any feedback? If you do want feedback, to what extent are you willing to have that feedback? Do you want feedback as your sister, or do you want feedback as a woman? Because those are two different people in your world.
Yes.
Because as your sister, I'm always be a little biased because I'm your sister.
Yes.
But as a woman, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yes.
Hearing how things that you're going through or whatever you're dealing with and what you're expressing to me. So I'm going to give you a woman's vantage point, and I want you to take that and internalize it. So I have a relationship with my brother. That's probably the closest person I have that type of relationship with, where he's open and receptive to that, and he doesn't give me pushback on it because he knows it's coming from a good place.
Absolutely.
He knows that whatever he tells me, it stays right here. So it stays between him and I. So,
and shout out to him for protecting our country, serving the country.
Oh yeah, my brother, my
we
big
love
brother.
you. We love you. Please be safe out there.
Police.
Yes,
be
please.
safe.
There's only one you.
I gotta see you soon.
Can't clone you and make another version.
No,
of you, so
love you. Love you much. You have anything to say about mental?
I don't know what mental health in black men looks like because all of the black men around me are very closed off emotionally. I get good sides of them expressed towards me, but then when I want to see how they're doing, I don't get it. Right. So I don't know what that looks like. I do, just based on the things that I see online. I keep seeing this, and I'm not calling y'all out, black guys, so please don't get mad at me. My black men, I love y'all down. Please do not get mad. But I see this a lot where they say, only women, babies, and animals are loved unconditionally and men aren't. And I mostly see black men sharing that post over and over and over and over. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I've asked several of the men, what does that mean? Why do you feel like you're not loved unconditionally? And they're just like, oh, well, y'all only love us for our money. Which confuses me because some of the guys who say this, I know what y'all pockets look like. I love y'all, but I know what y'all pockets look like.
What money?
I didn't say it, she did. I didn't say it, she did. I know what y'all pockets look like. So that's why I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? Because I know about 5 or 6 of them that's coming and banging on your door and won't leave you alone. And I know you don't even have the chochos. Right. So it can't be that they're knocking on the door trying to get to you and fighting, competing over your love because of money. So that's not it. I think for me, from what I've seen, and again, this is what I've seen and what I've been around and what I've also seen online. From those 3 places, I don't see a lot of black men who will be open or vulnerable, especially millennials and Gen Z. Hopefully Gen Alpha, which is the one right after Gen Z, hopefully they'll be more expressive. Millennials and Gen Z, our parents are telling these kids, stop crying, quit acting like a little girl, swallow it up, cut it out, you acting like a little, and so which is so cold,
such a child.
And we've seen that amongst our families, amongst your family, like when your baby has cried, some people will correct him and say he cried too much, and it's like he's 6.
He's gonna cry.
Why are we teaching him to not cry?
To first grade.
Yeah, and it makes me sad because I think we talked at length about where this comes from. We talked at length. So guys, real quick, and I'll talk as fast as I can. Quick history lesson. When during slavery, and I know y'all get mad. I know the people, trigger warning. I know y'all get mad. We talk about slavery and say everything doesn't come from slavery, but we're talking about American black people. That's what I'm talking about. If you are outside of America, you probably won't relate to this, but you might, because the transatlantic slave trade went everywhere. All right, back to it. Now, the mothers were very doting and loving on their baby boys. Doting, loving, poured so much love into them because by the time the little boy could walk, and y'all can research this, I'm not making this up, by the time he could walk, which is about 2 years old, and by the time he could talk, so I'm gonna say 2 or 3, because we're walking and talking. We might walk at 1, but we can't really talk. 2 and 3, when he could walk and talk, these babies were getting snatched, and they had to go and work from the age of 2 until they died. So the mothers would be really, really doting and sweet on their little boys, because they wanted to make sure that my son can remember he's about to get beat, he might die, he needs some sort of happy memory when this trauma is happening to him to go back to. So I have to do this for him. And somewhere between there and now, that same love and nurturing that we were pouring into the kids, somewhere it kind of got cut off.
Right.
And we had to flip it and then be like, okay, well, now we can't do that, because when we were doing it, it was making y'all too soft. But now you need to get a little bit harsher, because, civil rights era, all this other stuff happened. And if you're out here with your arms open and everything, if we know anything about the civil rights era, nobody cared if you were a black man with your arms open. Your arms open still might get you shot in the chest.
Right.
So then it was, you got to be hard. You got to cut that off. You got to be stoic. You can't cry. You can't have emotions. You can't let know that they're getting to you.
White teeth.
So yes, you can't let them know that they're getting to you. So now you got to cut all that off. And unfortunately, that just kept getting passed down and passed down.
Right.
And passed down to now where we have a generation of black men who are emotionally stunted.
Unavailable.
Yes.
Or emotionally immature.
Yes. And I think it's generational trauma. We said this in our previous video. I think it's just generational trauma showing up, and it's showing up in our men. So black men today, when I say that, I'm seeing these things online, I really encourage everybody, since this is Men's Mental Health Month, you can go to the Telehealth Network and get some therapy. At least do 3 sessions. Talk your things through. Talk your problems through. A lot of problems, guys, y'all don't even know, but a lot of those problems do come from childhood, and you do need to address them, because if you don't, they will continue to manifest. And if you don't have kids, it will manifest when you become a parent, and it will manifest through your children. And if you do have kids, it probably already is manifesting through your children. And so we need to find a way to stop these things before they keep going.
Hey, next on the docket.
Oh, well, see, that goes right into it.
Flows right into it.
Flows right into it. That flows right into it. So since we're talking about parents and everything, our next on the docket is, we do have to stop blaming our parents, because the generational trauma, once you become of age and of mind, and again, I'm going to use of mind, once you become of age and of mind enough to understand that this happened because of your parents, you can't keep blaming your parents for everything. Oh, I'm mad. I don't trust women because my daddy didn't trust women. I don't like having a whole bunch of female friends because my mama didn't have no female friends.
Right.
I don't like having this, and this because this person didn't do. We can't blame them for everything, y'all.
You gotta have some accountability for yourself.
Have to. It's easy, in my opinion. It's easy to blame somebody else. Everyone loves a scapegoat. Who doesn't love a scapegoat? Everybody loves a scapegoat. But at the end of the day, we have to be accountable and responsible.
For self. We're good.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, we got to be accountable and responsible for self. There are some things that I was very upset with my parents about that we talked about in our previous episode. We both talked about some things in our previous episode, things we went through with our parents. And at one point, I think the light finally went off. It was just like, they didn't know any better. Because if they did know better, they wouldn't have did it. Right. So clearly they didn't know any better, and I can't keep getting mad at them for the things that they were unaware of. They can't
change it.
Yes.
That's the bigger things. Like, you want to, and unfortunately, we like to crucify people, especially relatives, for things of their past, mistakes of their past, not understanding and realizing in real time that we're all flawed. We're all flawed. And we're all gonna make some mistakes. We all are gonna make some mistakes, fall down, bump our head, like, ooh, that hurt. You're gonna do it again. Yeah. And you're gonna do it again eventually until you be like, you know what? This not getting a little bigger. Let me stop doing it. Let me put a little ice on it and let me maybe change what's causing this hurt for me. Let me try to change it, because me blaming my mama for something from 1992 is not going to help me in 2024. It's going to do nothing for me. Now, what I will say is that I had to learn how to forgive for things that my parents maybe didn't do. That's a whole nother episode, y'all. But where I felt like they fell short, and as my protector, as my parent, at certain times in my childhood, I had to, the way that I had to forgive them and to really just release that hurt within myself is to be okay with the apology I was never gonna get.
Yep.
I'm never gonna get an apology for it. Nope. And I have to be okay with that, because there's nothing I can do to make them apologize, especially if they're not sorry for it.
No.
And I have to just be okay with it. Like, okay, they don't see it. It's not clicking. The light bulb is not even tinkering. No. It's not even screwed in. There's no bulb there.
No.
And so they don't see the error of their ways specifically, because I've tried to have conversations before with certain people in my family, different people in my family. And if you're not open and receptive to change and just understanding the hurt that you caused on another individual and trying to fix that hurt, even if it is just as simple as, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize the error of my ways in real time at that point in time. I was young, I was immature, I didn't notice it. I didn't know the trauma or the hurt that would cause you in the long run, whatever the case may be. But people have to be open to that. If you know someone is closed off, that door is dead bolted and shut and cemented, don't do that to yourself. Don't do the don't cause that mental turmoil on yourself and looking for and hurting and crying and begging someone to give you something that you know deep down they're never gonna give you.
Absolutely.
So I had to just be like, you know what? Okay. This is something that I have to just be okay with in my life. I cry about it. I pray about it. I've tried to have the conversation. I've exhausted all of my options with this particular situation. I've just compartmentalized it. And it's like, okay, I'm never going to get an apology, and I have to be okay with it. But I can't pull that out of anyone.
No.
So since I can't get this, like, okay, I have to move on. And that's another level of forgiveness within self and for others that I've never had before. And I really hope, and I try to give other people the same grace that I would want someone to give me in 20 years. If my kids come to me and say, hey, mama, when you allowed this, or when you and daddy did this caused this, and now this is why I'm this way. I have to take ownership for that because I caused something for my child. I caused that hurt or that pain or that trauma.
And you can't get mad and be like, no, I didn't.
Yes, I have to eat that because I did it.
You did.
And we have to stop trying to minimize someone's experience of us.
Yes.
Because I can't tell you how you feel about me.
No.
I can only be receptive to how you're telling me.
Absolutely.
That I made you feel, or if I made you feel uncomfortable, I hurt your feelings, if I offended you, I have to eat that. And we, as people, tend to not want to do it because it's like, I have to admit fault in this. And people don't want to admit fault. And that really sucks.
And that's just a part of the human experience.
Yes.
Nobody is perfect.
No, we're all flawed.
No one's perfect. We're all flawed.
Everyone's flawed.
We're going to have faults.
Yes.
Many of them.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But don't keep making the same mistake over and over and over again and then getting mad at other people calling you out for the mistake that you are already aware that you're making. It's a character flaw.
Yes.
Fix it. It sucks. Boo! Tomatoes. There
was a beautiful quote by Maya Angelou where she stated that she said, the older that I get, the more opportunities I feel to correct myself and get things right.
There you go.
Beautiful.
You
and I think that's why she was so respected.
You gotta right that wrong.
Absolutely.
It's okay.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, everyone's not that open to it and receptive, but it is what it is. Okay, where are we? Here.
Oh, we don't have those.
Okay. Well,
oh, you just did that one.
Well, the last thing on the docket was being okay with the apology that you're never gonna get.
And she just we
clearly I say that a lot, y'all.
Really good.
Clearly I say that a lot.
Really good. Yes. We can do a quick game. We can do a this or that. Oh, okay. Okay.
I had some dry erase boards. We're gonna get them.
We're gonna get them. I have some somewhere in my car, but I don't feel like going outside.
No, ma'am. No. We already we
got a quick game. Okay. This or that, Tiegler. You ready?
Shoot.
Mint condition or new edition?
Mint condition. It's not even close.
Why? I don't know. A single mint condition song.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, I might sing one.
Okay. Mint condition is Pretty Brown Eyes.
Oh, girl, I thought that was new edition. You know I get them mixed up. Pretty Brown Eyes. Is that who is that? Who's the lead singer?
Stokely.
Why does he sound like somebody else?
I don't know.
Did Babyface write that?
I don't know. He might have.
I feel like Babyface wrote
He may
that.
have. You know, Babyface has
I feel like
hands in all the pots.
I feel like Babyface wrote that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not close. Even because I love New Edition. Don't get me wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's more of my mama's era, you know, because that was like New Edition, like boys, like is to us B2K, right? Because they were out, and my mom was around the same age as them. B2K's older than me, anyway. We were around the same age. We was in years,
Girl, you know they was lying about their age.
Really, are they older?
B2K.
Mm-hmm.
How are all them?
Are they in their 40s?
How are they're almost? But I could have sworn.
Oh, I thought they were like. I think when I was like 13, I thought they were like 15.
I could have sworn that like when they first came out, came out, like even Sierra, like you remember all of them are around the same age, and I'm just like, you get older than me. Because when they first came out, they were all supposed to be like super young.
Well, just like with the Jacksons when they had Michael, you know, because he was cuter as a 9-year-old, than an 11-year-old. So it's like I'm really 11, but I'm gonna say I'm 9.
Maybe they do that. Maybe industry age. I guess industry age is a real thing.
Yeah. So and I just like Mint Condition a little better because they're actual.
So who came out first, Mint Condition or New Edition?
New Edition. New Edition came out in the 80s.
Oh,
like the.
Yeah, they did. They did because Michael Bivins.
My mama was like,
Boyz II Men.
Yeah, they were probably like 10, 11, something like that. Okay. My mom was around that age, around that time. They're the same age. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's not even close. Just because I like the musicianship of a band.
So Boyz II Men might have blew Mint Condition out the water.
Yes. If we're talking, especially talking like the catalog.
Okay. Well, I know Boyz II Men.
Sweet baby.
Okay, you got to give me one.
Okay. Well, I have to think of a black movie that you've. Okay.
All right. Good luck.
Friday.
Seen that one?
Yes, I know you've seen Friday. Mm-hmm. Have you seen Juice? Lord Jesus.
I know that's Bishop. Is that Bishop?
Yes, that's Bishop. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Tupac.
Yeah. Poetic Justice. Janet Jackson.
Oh, okay. Girl, I don't know why I was thinking about Jada Pinkett.
No, where she was doing the poems, the Maya Angelou.
I'm thinking about Jason's lyric, Lord.
Oh, have you seen that?
I have seen that.
Okay, so you want to do Poetic Justice and Jason's lyric?
I get those mixed up all the time.
Have you seen both?
I've seen both of them.
Okay, so Jason's lyric and Poetic. That's more of an even lyric.
Yeah,
okay.
I've seen both.
Jason's
Poetic
lyric.
Justice.
Oh, okay, and why?
The acting, in my opinion, I can't even say the acting was better. I think it's just because Janet and Tupac were in it, and I like them a little bit better than Jada and the daddy from House of Pain.
His name is Alan Payne.
There you go. That's his name?
That's his name.
Alan Payne?
That is his name.
Girl, shut up.
He was in Blue Hill Avenue.
He's in everything. He's in New Jack City, too.
Ooh, yes,
my brother's keeper. I've seen New Jack City.
Baby, he's fine. That is a beautiful black man.
He still looks the same.
He looks the exact same.
He still looks the same.
He looks so good.
Okay, we're going to do this or that pop edition. I feel like we both going to agree. Okay, Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera?
I like Christina better.
I do too. I knew we were going to agree to that. Ooh. She's the better singer.
NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
But see, those are different. Okay.
No, it don't matter. They're both... They white teeth.
I know, but
they're white teeth. No. They're white teeth. And they're both boy bands. But the 90s. That's it.
NSYNC got their inspiration from Backstreet Boys because the Backstreet Boys are older.
They are.
They're older, so they were the beginning of the 90s.
I mean, I could say that about New Edition and Mint Condition.
That's true.
But except for New Edition, it was an actual band. Mint Condition is an actual band. They actually played live.
So Mint Condition, it would be better with Mint Condition and Jodeci because Jodeci played actual instruments.
Mm-hmm. Devontae Swain.
I would have picked Jodeci though.
Devontae Swain.
Would have picked Jodeci.
He was fine too back in the
They could sing too, and they're composing. I like the way that it sounds.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna get her on some Mint Condition, y'all. I'm gonna have to send her some and like tighten up, girl. Tighten up.
I think I know the songs. I just don't know that it's them.
That's them, right? Yeah. Because you'll sing them and hum them all the time.
Yeah, I just don't know it's them. I be thinking a lot of Mint Condition is just New Edition.
Right. Or you like one of you thought was Blackstreet. I'm like, no.
I
don't know what song it was.
I thought it was Blackstreet. No, it is some song I thought was Blackstreet.
It was Mint Condition.
Uh-oh.
I guess it's telling us her yet.
Yeah, I guess my dogs were ready for us to wrap it up. Okay, guys, but next time we will come back and be, a little bit bigger and better. Our camera and executive producer was out and about doing his business. So we're just doing a regular little old video. But thank y'all so much for watching. Thank y'all for staying loyal to us. Please follow our YouTube, our Instagram, our Facebook, and our TikTok. All of which will be linked below. Please watch, and subscribe.
Yes.
Comment, subscribe, and like. All right, until next time, I'm C.
And I'm T.
Bye now.
Bye.